Godadain, how are you doing? I've been planning on making this video for a very long time and here we are, finally. Let's get straight to the point. The first question is, how do I learn Icelandic pronunciation? Where do I start? So the first thing that I did was printing out this amazing document. This is the Wikipedia page on Icelandic spelling, not even phonology. There is also a page on Icelandic phonology, but this is not what we really need. What we need is the correspondence between the letter and the possible realization of this letter. What I mean by realization is just the sound of the letter. You have the letter G and you have six different realizations of the letter G. Every single time that I wanted to read something in Icelandic, I would just check the letter or the sound in this document. I can read 90% of Icelandic, but I still use this document. It's really useful. I put all the links into the PDF file that you can download just in the comments or anywhere, just I will put it everywhere. So the second thing that I found extremely useful, but unfortunately I found it quite late for myself, is a phonetic illustration of the sound system of Icelandic. What I love, what I absolutely adore about this paper is that you have three tables where you have oppositions. You have a visual illustration of voiced and voiceless consonants in Icelandic. You know where it's a lumpy or where it's a lumpy with the voiceless sound, which is a bit strange, but if you're learning Icelandic, you know what I'm talking about. If all of this sounds too complicated, it's fine, because these two things are more for people with the linguistic background, or people who understand the IPA. If you want something easier, you can check out two YouTube channels. The owners of these channels are completely different. The first one is more strict. I feel that he's straight to the point. Everything is just like 1, 2, 3, 4. And the second one is more, fun, story-based. The first channel is Icelandic for Foreigners. The creator of the videos is American. His name is Brian, and his videos are primarily for people whose first language is English. The second channel is Let's Learn Icelandic, and the owner of this channel is Ása, who is Icelandic. I just love her approach so much. Both of them have playlists on Icelandic pronunciation. They talk about every letter. If you don't feel comfortable with these things, you should absolutely check out their channels. Just try both of them. You will understand which one works better for you. Now you know where to start. You know how to learn pronunciation. What if you want to check the pronunciation? I will share 4 resources again. Why 4? The first one is Wikipedia again, but this is Wiktionary, the dictionary of Wikipedia. It's useful if you know how to read the IPA, not the beer, but the International Phonetic Alphabet. You want to know how to pronounce epli, apple, so you go there and you see that it's epli. If you don't feel comfortable, once again, you just go on this dictionary, which is just amazing. Everything is in Icelandic, but you will figure out quite quickly how it works. Don't worry about it. You put the word and you will get the actual pronunciation. You just click on this line and you get the pronunciation. If you need an IPA transcription of a word or even a phrase, there is an amazing project by Max Naylor. I will talk about him later. This is one of his projects where you can just put the word and you will get either phonemic or phonetic transcription. Just amazing. This is so cool. Max himself says that you need to check it, but honestly, if you're just starting out in Icelandic, it will be more than enough just to know if the sound is aspirated or if this is voiceless, something like this. And if you just need the pronunciation of some basic vocabulary, this is a completely different approach, but you also have the channel that's called Cool Icelandic Lessons. I love it. Unfortunately, this channel is not active anymore. I wish it were, but you can absolutely use the corpus that is already out there. Okay, before we move on to actual activities, let's talk about passive learning or just exposure, because learning actively is okay, but not everyone has the time. So let's talk about passive learning, like how can you surround yourself with Icelandic. The first thing 100% is the RÚV channel, which is TV broadcast channel, just the general Icelandic channel. You can either watch programs or listen to some podcasts or the radio. The problem is that if you don't live in Iceland, you won't have access to all the catalog that they have, but this is not a problem because the radio is available worldwide, and even if you want to watch TV, you will have some movies or just some programs that are available, so don't worry about it. You will find something interesting. What about YouTube channels? This is just a big problem because you know that there is not a lot of content in Icelandic out there. I love these three channels. The first one is Andrea, Krapna, and Arna. The three of them have babies, which is sweet, and they just film their daily life. Sometimes you can turn on the subtitles, which is extraordinary, and they use just the real Icelandic and they comment everything they do. Oh yes, and there is a content creator who makes videos in English, but she has a video in Icelandic, Birta. I love her content and I was so thrilled when I realized that she had a vlog in Icelandic. I think I know it by heart. What about your phone, your laptop? Unfortunately, it's a problem if you use Apple products. You don't really have the Icelandic interface. I have Icelandic on my phone, but the only thing that I can see in Icelandic is basically the date. What you can do, you can install Icelandic on your Google platforms. I use Google Docs in Icelandic and I use YouTube in Icelandic, and it works perfectly well. If you use Linux, I used to have Linux Mint on my previous laptop, you can install Icelandic. And now actual activities. How do I learn Icelandic actively when I have time, when I have my energy? The primary resource for me is Ilhira, which is a free website with a lot of content in Icelandic and on Icelandic. Let's talk about three main categories, which are texts, the course, and the vocabulary cards. Let's talk about the collection of texts. First of all, they are divided into levels, but honestly, I click on everything I want. If you want to have the translation of the whole phrase, you just click twice. If you want to have the translation of one single word, you click on this very word. This is already fire, but you can also study the words in this article. They call it articles, just their text. You can have Anki-style flashcards for this particular text. Amazing. They also have a course. I can't say that this is a grammar course or vocabulary course. It's just course on everything, just the language in general. Once again, you have the theory, you have flashcards, not for every topic, but you will probably have flashcards for the majority of the explanations. You can also have the what they call vocabulary course, just flashcards, once again Anki style. When I know that okay, I'm ready to invest more time and energy, I choose a text because I learn much more. Then it's the course, and only after that the vocabulary, because vocabulary is kind of dispersed. You don't really have a structure, so flashcards are just for 15-minute sessions. Now let's move on, well, back to Roof. You have the project Orða Roof, which is basically a collection of different videos with subtitles where you can click on the word and get the definition and also the pronunciation, and it's free. If you don't have time to work on every single word, you can just watch Roof with the subtitles and just follow the subtitles for your pronunciation and listening skills. So then, once again, flashcards, Closemaster. This is an app. The free version includes 30 phrases per day, which is fine, honestly. I prefer to put down the word manually instead of just clicking on the correct words out of 4. The thing that I don't really like about Closemaster is that the pronunciation is not human, but I think it's better than nothing. You can also click on the explain button and you will get the detailed explanation of the whole phrase word by word. It's generated by ChatGPT, but it's fine. And for me, I live in Boston. I'm so happy because they're based in Somerville. I just went there today. They don't have their own building, but it was just so cool to know that they're here. And sometimes you will get examples with the word Boston. I got phrases with Boston twice, so I'm happy. Closemaster, the goat. Textbooks. You have Íslenska fyrir alla, which is free again. So we don't have a lot of resources, but if we have a resource, it will probably be free. You have 4 books or 4 different levels that are available online in the PDF form, and you have all the audio that you will need. Honestly, if I were to start over, this is the resource that I would pick, because I use, let's move on, Colloquial Icelandic, which is amazing. I love this book so much. The audio is free, so you can check out the audio and decide if you like it, and you can also browse the book to decide if you like the tone. I just love how the book is written and composed. You can absolutely tell that the author knows a lot about Icelandic, about the culture. She also has a book on Icelandic grammar that you can get for free through your university. Then, short stories in Icelandic. This is the Icelandic book of the Teach Yourself series by Ollie Richards. I love it so much. You basically have some vocabulary, you have stories. The approach is that you just read, and by reading, by this exposure, you learn the language. I'm not sure this is good for a complete beginner. It's just good if you want to have some physical resource. This one is amazing. It's light. The whole goal of this book is just to provide exposure to the language. Highly recommended. I like it. It's good. And you also have exercises, but these are just exercises for the comprehension, like do you understand what's going on and all of this. Now we will be talking about YouTube channels. Let's talk about Elsa's channel. It's amazing. She's got a lot of lessons on Icelandic where she explains all the details. I love her chats because she puts subtitles. You can learn real Icelandic, and you can also learn grammar with her because she explains it brilliantly, really. I don't know how she does it. She's not even a teacher, but her channel is just a gold mine. Then, once again, Icelandic for foreigners, you feel that you learn something because he is amazing at explaining grammar. Back to Max Naylor. He makes videos on Icelandic too. I love his dialogues because they contain real Icelandic language. Just choose the channel that you like. Oh yes, oh my god. This is a very weird series. It's in Icelandic, but it's just strange, bizarre. I will put the link once again in the PDF document. You will check this out yourself. It's good because you have real life situation. Well, real life situation, I'm not sure about it. But you will have a group of students with the C1 level in Icelandic who learn the alphabet. But you also have a series on a Canadian guy's life in Iceland. You have subtitles. You can follow the dialogues. When I'm in a bad mood, this is what I do. So number 5 now. The resources that people usually like, but they didn't work really well for me. The first one is obviously Icelandic Online from the University of Iceland that is provided for free. And there is also another app to learn vocabulary, which is Drops. Their course in Icelandic is good, but for me it's just overstimulating. Too much stuff going on when you just have 5 minutes to learn your vocabulary on the free version. Maybe if you get the paid version it will be better for you, but I just didn't like it because it was just too much for me. So this is my starter kit. I hope this video was useful for you. Once again, you can download the PDF with all the links in the description box. Yeah, this is called the description box. And thank you very much for watching. Thank you and good luck. Bless, bless.